The Byzantine Empire, also known as the Eastern Roman Empire, represents one of history's most enduring and influential civilizations. Spanning over a millennium from 330 to 1453 CE, this Christian empire served as a bridge between the ancient and medieval worlds, preserving classical knowledge while developing its own unique cultural and political traditions. The Byzantine Empire's origins trace back to Emperor Constantine I's decision in 330 CE to establish a new capital for the Roman Empire at Byzantium, an ancient Greek city strategically located on the Bosphorus Strait. Renamed Constantinople, this new Rome was designed to rival the original capital in grandeur and importance. Constantine's conversion to Christianity and his support for the faith would profoundly shape the empire's future character. The formal division of the Roman Empire into western and eastern halves occurred in 395 CE under Emperor Theodosius I, though the concept of shared rule had existed earlier. While the Western Roman Empire faced increasing barbarian invasions and internal instability, the Eastern Empire proved more resilient. The last Western Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed in 476 CE, leaving the Eastern Empire as the sole heir to Roman imperial tradition. During this early period, the Eastern Empire faced numerous challenges, including conflicts with the Sassanid Persian Empire, barbarian invasions from the north, and internal religious controversies. The Council of Chalcedon in 451 CE created lasting theological divisions, particularly with the monophysite churches of Egypt and Syria, which would have significant political ramifications in later centuries. The reign of Emperor Justinian I marked the first golden age of Byzantine civilization. Justinian harbored ambitious dreams of reconquering the lost Western territories and restoring the Roman Empire to its former glory. His military campaigns, led by brilliant generals like Belisarius and Narses, successfully reclaimed North Africa from the Vandals, Italy from the Ostrogoths, and parts of Spain from the Visigoths. The Corpus Juris Civilis, a comprehensive codification of Roman law, became the foundation of legal systems throughout Europe. Justinian's domestic achievements were equally impressive. The construction of the Hagia Sophia, completed in 537 CE, showcased Byzantine architectural innovation and imperial power. This magnificent cathedral, with its revolutionary dome design, remained the world's largest building for nearly 1,000 years. However, Justinian's reign also revealed the empire's limitations. The reconquest proved costly and difficult to maintain, while the devastating plague of 541 to 549 CE, known as the Justinian Plague, decimated the population and weakened the empire's resources. Constant warfare with Persia drained the treasury and military strength, setting the stage for future challenges. The 7th century brought existential threats to Byzantine survival. The rise of Islam created a new and formidable enemy that rapidly conquered Syria, Palestine, Egypt, and North Africa, territories that had been Byzantine for centuries. The loss of these wealthy provinces fundamentally altered the empire's character, transforming it from a Mediterranean power into a primarily Anatolian and Balkan state. Simultaneously, Slavic tribes migrated into the Balkans, while the Bulgars established a powerful kingdom on the empire's doorstep. The Lombards conquered most of Byzantine Italy, leaving only scattered territories under imperial control. During this period, the empire faced the additional challenge of iconoclasm, a religious controversy over the use of religious images that divided Byzantine society and created tensions with the papacy. The theme system, a military and administrative innovation of this era, helped the empire survive these challenges. This system granted land to soldier farmers in exchange for military service, creating a decentralized defense network that proved effective against constant raids and invasions. The themes also represented a departure from the centralized Roman administrative model, reflecting the empire's adaptation to new realities. The accession of Basil I in 867 CE inaugurated the Macedonian dynasty and a period of remarkable recovery and expansion. Under emperors like Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, the empire reached its medieval zenith. Basil II's decisive victory over the Bulgarian Empire in 1018 CE extended Byzantine control deep into the Balkans, while campaigns in the east pushed the frontier to the Euphrates River. This period witnessed a cultural and intellectual renaissance, with scholars like Photius and Constantine the Seventh Porphyrogenitos making significant contributions to learning and literature. The empire's wealth supported impressive architectural projects, manuscript illumination, and artistic achievements. The conversion of the Rus to Orthodox Christianity in 988 CE expanded Byzantine cultural influence and created lasting ties with Eastern Europe. The Macedonian period also saw important administrative and legal reforms. The Basilica, a revision of Justinian's legal code, updated Byzantine law for contemporary needs. Trade flourished, with Constantinople serving as a crucial link between Europe and Asia. The empire's gold currency, the solidus, remained stable and widely accepted throughout the Mediterranean world. The death of Basil II in 1025 CE marked the beginning of a gradual decline. The empire faced new threats from the Seljuk Turks, who inflicted a devastating defeat on Byzantine forces at the Battle of Manzikert in 1071 CE. This disaster led to the loss of most of Anatolia, the empire's heartland and primary source of soldiers and revenue. The Great Schism of 1054 CE formally divided Christianity into Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic branches, ending centuries of nominal unity. This religious split had significant political implications, complicating Byzantine relations with Western Europe and affecting the empire's response to later challenges. The Norman conquest of Byzantine Italy eliminated the empire's last major Western holdings, while the rise of Venice and other Italian maritime republics challenged Byzantine commercial dominance. Internal instability, including frequent civil wars and the increasing power of the military aristocracy, further weakened imperial authority. The empire, as desperate request for Western military assistance against the Seljuk Turks, helped inspire the First Crusade in 1096 CE. While initially beneficial, the Crusades created new complications for Byzantine diplomacy and highlighted the growing cultural and religious divide between East and West. The Fourth Crusade represented the greatest catastrophe in Byzantine history. Originally intended to recapture Jerusalem, the crusade was diverted to Constantinople through a complex web of Venetian commercial interests and dynastic politics. The city fell to the Crusaders in April 1204 CE, leading to unprecedented destruction and the partition of the empire. The Latin Empire of Constantinople, established by the Crusaders, controlled the capital and surrounding territories, while Byzantine successor states emerged in Nicaea, Trebizond, and Epirus. The Empire of Nicaea, under the Lascaris dynasty, proved most successful in maintaining Byzantine traditions and ultimately reclaiming Constantinople. This period of fragmentation had lasting consequences for Byzantine civilization. The loss of territories, population, and resources permanently weakened the empire. The destruction of manuscripts, artworks, and architectural monuments represented an irreplaceable cultural loss. The political fragmentation also allowed other powers, particularly the Bulgarian and Serbian kingdoms, to assert greater independence. Michael VIII Palaiologos recaptured Constantinople in 1261 CE, restoring Byzantine rule but not the empire's former strength. The Palaiologos dynasty faced overwhelming challenges: a much reduced territory, depleted resources, and powerful enemies on all sides. The empire's revival was further hampered by constant civil wars, particularly the devastating conflicts between John V Palaiologos and John VI Kantakouzenos in the 14th century. The rise of the Ottoman Empire in the 14th century presented the greatest long-term threat to Byzantine survival. The Ottomans systematically conquered Byzantine territories in Anatolia and the Balkans, gradually surrounding Constantinople. The empire's desperate appeals for Western assistance yielded limited results, as proposed church unions with Rome proved unpopular with the Orthodox population. Despite political decline, this period witnessed remarkable cultural achievements. The Palaiologos Renaissance produced exceptional art, including the magnificent mosaics and frescoes at Kara Church. Byzantine scholars made significant contributions to philosophy, theology, and science, while the empire's libraries preserved countless classical texts that would later influence the Italian Renaissance. By the 5th–10th century, the Byzantine Empire had shrunk to little more than Constantinople and a few surrounding territories. The final siege began on April 6, 1453 CE, when Sultan Mehmed II's massive army surrounded the city. Despite heroic resistance led by the last emperor, Constantine XI Palaiologos, the city's ancient walls could not withstand Ottoman cannons and numerical superiority. Constantinople fell on May 29, 1453 CE, ending over a millennium of Byzantine rule. Constantine XI died fighting on the walls, and his body was never definitively identified. The fall of the city sent shockwaves throughout Christian Europe and marked the end of the last remnant of the Roman Empire. The Byzantine Empire's economic foundation rested on a complex system of agriculture, trade, and manufacturing that evolved significantly over its millennium of existence. The empire's strategic location at the crossroads of Europe and Asia made Constantinople one of the world's greatest commercial centers. The city's harbors welcomed merchants from across the known world, carrying goods ranging from Chinese silk to Indian spices, Arctic furs to African ivory. Agriculture remained the backbone of the Byzantine economy throughout most of its history. The theme system not only provided military organization, but also established a framework for agricultural production. Small farmers cultivated wheat, barley, and other grains in Anatolia and the Balkans, while the empire's Mediterranean provinces produced wine, olive oil, and luxury crops. The loss of Egypt and Syria to Arab conquest in the 7th century dealt a severe blow to imperial finances, as these provinces had been among the empire's wealthiest. Byzantine society was highly stratified, with the emperor at its apex, followed by the senatorial class, wealthy merchants, skilled craftsmen, and farmers. The empire's administrative system required a large bureaucracy, creating opportunities for social mobility through education and imperial service. The church played a central role in social organization, providing education, charity, and moral guidance. Monasticism flourished, with famous centers like Mount Athos becoming influential spiritual and cultural institutions. Women in Byzantine society enjoyed relatively high status compared to their Western European counterparts. Empresses like Theodora, Irene, and Zoe wielded significant political power, while women of all classes could own property, engage in trade, and influence religious affairs. The empire's legal system, based on Roman law, provided protections for women's rights that were advanced for their time. The Byzantine Empire's legacy extends far beyond its political existence. The empire preserved and transmitted classical Greek and Roman knowledge, serving as a crucial bridge between ancient and modern civilizations. Byzantine scholars who fled to the West after 1453 CE contributed significantly to the Renaissance by bringing Greek texts and knowledge to Western Europe. The empire's religious and cultural influence proved equally enduring. The Eastern Orthodox Church, shaped by Byzantine theology and practice, remains a major branch of Christianity. The Cyrillic alphabet, developed by Byzantine missionaries, is still used by hundreds of millions of people. Byzantine art and architecture influenced styles throughout Eastern Europe and beyond. The concept of the Third Rome emerged after 1453 CE, with Moscow claiming to be the heir to Byzantine imperial tradition. This idea influenced Russian political thought for centuries and contributed to the development of the Russian Empire. The Byzantine Empire's thousand-year history demonstrates remarkable resilience and adaptability. Despite facing constant challenges from enemies, natural disasters, and internal conflicts, the empire survived far longer than most historical states. Its ability to reinvent itself while maintaining core traditions offers valuable insights into the dynamics of imperial survival and transformation. The empire's complex relationship with both East and West, its role in preserving classical knowledge, and its influence on the development of Christianity and European civilization ensure that the Byzantine Empire remains a subject of enduring historical significance. Its story reminds us that empires, no matter how powerful, must constantly adapt to survive, and that cultural achievements can outlast political structures by centuries.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more engaging historical content.